3, 2, 1.
Now I know what you're thinking, okay? What has it been, 5 months since we had some Halo Wars on this channel? Well, that's changing today. We're fixing that. How long ago was it actually? Let me look at I got my phone pulled out here. I'm checking my videos. 5 months ago, I was right. So I decided it was time to give the people what they wanted. My roots, going back to some classic Halo Wars. Let's get into it. Okay, so I spawned in random all. We are on Crevice, as I like to call it, Crevice. So immediately I buy the back expo. I spawned in as Prophet. I'm gonna buy the back expo. You don't want to buy the lower expo, the one that I just ran past, because there is a garrison there, and you can drop troops in that, and it's very, very hard to get them out, like a brute squad in there. So just never ever buy the bottom expo. And yeah, just standard opening like I normally do, just all supply pads and then temple last. I was immediately I soiled myself as soon as I started the game because my opponents were playing double Prophet, and as you know, that is the killer combo, especially on this map. Not even joking, on this map, if you get in those reactors, I think that's what they were doing. If you get in those reactors, you can be quite a pain in the tuchus to deal with, because people, in my experience, have just rushed immediately for flying Prophet, and it's not a bad strategy, but again, you know, 1 or 2 vampires will stop that. So here I am, just standard opening, kind of slow right now, checking for crates. And my thought process here, I'm gonna get a haul going because I want to clear out the reactors, because that's what we're going to be fighting over most of the game. I can see his temple's already up, so I know he's on the move, probably going to that reactor on the far side. And my teammate played Forge. I did not know this person, just kind of a random game, and hopped in there. So Forge on my side, I knew it was basically in the bag. So I miss you guys too. It's been a long time. I've been playing a lot of other games, working on a lot of life stuff too. I've been pretty much addicted to Friday the 13th, the game, on my Xbox, and I have finally moved out into my own apartment. So now I have a lot more freedom to make videos. My internet speed is no longer 1 megabyte upload, so it doesn't take me 7 days. Well, I'm exaggerating, but it doesn't take me more than a few hours to upload a long video like this. So I'm gonna be cranking them out, and I know what you're saying. You've said that before, and yes, I have. So it just kind of happens when it happens, but yeah, I was just like, let's play some Halo Wars. I've seen a lot of comments on my video for the tips and tricks, so I just decided I wanted to make some new content, get back into it. Back to the game. I'll shut up. So I got some jackals out. I noticed the Prophet was over here. I'm gonna go try and contest him, and at the same time, I expoed early, and if you look on their side of the map, you'll see their little squares for their building slots. Those are still like a dark white, so that means that they haven't taken them. And if you look above by my expo, you'll see the bright white square. That means that somebody has seen it, and it's not available. But so it's kind of a complicated glitch. If I went over there and I looked at those bases and I revealed the fog, and then let's say I left, they would appear open white. Okay, they would appear how they do underneath my base. But if I don't ever go look at them, they will change to white. They will change to white without me having to look at them. So I know that sounds kind of confusing. If you understand it, it's a really good way to know somebody expands. But I'm putting some pressure on him. I'm really spending a little more money than I would like to here. I kind of used a lot to kill those jackals, and he got some good shots off on me, so I'm about half health. And look at that, me not paying attention. What's new, right? And my forge is building turrets, so that is wonderful. Building turrets and also building marines. So I'm in very good hands. I'm getting keep. As I notice, he also has that reactor, Blue does, so things are looking really good for right now. And yeah, so I've got some more jackals. I decided I'm not gonna make some more units. I have a terrible problem with that. I definitely like to overextend myself. I'm a Covenant player mainly, but what was I gonna say? I'm a Covenant player mainly, but all these games were on random all, so I didn't pick the Arbiter when I spawned in. So it makes the game a little more difficult for me. Again, I'm not like a crazy good player or anything. I've just played it for a very long time. Got a lot of experience with it, and this makes it a little more fun. It makes me think on my feet and not have to, try to counter pick somebody with a combo. So I've got the keep upgrade, and I am going into banshees. I decided against going for jackals because he already had the lead for me. He already had the lead on me there. So I was going to either go into vampires or just go into banshees, because banshees are king, and banshees will beat jackals. And banshees also can fly, very, very fast too. They're very speedy. They're like greased lightning. And I see some Spartans out by my teammates, so it's looking good over there. I was kind of waiting for Purple Prophet to push on my main. That's what I was expecting to happen. So I was kind of a sitting duck at this point, and I feel if he would have put some pressure on me, it would have been really hard for me to deal with it because he had so many jackals. He could have just kind of sat on my base and shot down some pads, but he was off busy doing his own thing, and Blue is over here doing who knows what. Who needs to scout people, right? You just kind of go off the cuff, right? And yeah, so I got my, what is it called? Keep? What's the third upgrade? Citadel. Citadel's out.
Local units.
I'm committing fully to banshees.
Local units. About time.
And I'm getting the shield up.
Local units.
I wonder if
Local units.
some of you guys are still there from the. It's been about a year now since I uploaded my first video, which was, I think it was Halo Wars 2 was my first video. But I hope you guys are all doing pretty good. Like I was saying, I've gone through some recent changes. I just got out of a really long-term relationship as well, and I'm still working at my job. So with this whole quarantine thing going on too, it's crazy stuff. Life is just really, really throwing me some curveballs. But hey, we're staying positive. We're staying upbeat, because the only thing that really matters is getting to general rank in Halo Wars. And if you agree, just give me a like, give me a comment or something. Tell me how you guys are doing. Purple had the good idea to put an invasion area expansion kitty corner to my base, and I took the opportunity to port some banshees through, put some early damage on it, harass them while maintaining the pump at the same time. So I'm going to divvy up my troops. I'm going to get him out of this reactor because I want technology, and I'm going to stick my arbiter on the base while my 3 banshees are putting in work. Man, I talk a lot, don't I? Yeah. I'm trying to come out of my shell a little more, get a little more talkative. I'm a pretty, what's the word, reserved person, I'd say, in day-to-day life. So I feel this gives me a pretty healthy outlet to talk about things that I like.
Local units.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I saw this. This worried me here that he had an expo with a shield up. My teammate was down, did not have an expo yet, so
All units.
they had
All units.
a little bit of a lead. No, actually, I wouldn't say a lead because I came in right at a pretty good time here. Now, if he would have gotten a shield up, I don't know how I would have really handled this here, so I decided I needed to make something happen really fast. I need to put some pressure on, so I had decided to push purple and try and strip some of his buildings off, which is what you want to do as the Covenant. And I got my leader out pretty late, so I did not want to rush over there, especially with Prophet like this. I was just amazed on what I saw right here. I don't think I've ever seen that strategy like used effectively before. He had cloaked honor guards, and they're just going to town. My one banshee is just overwhelmed. But the one thing they didn't expect was somebody flying, because they can't. I don't know if they can like throw their swords up at the banshees. That probably wouldn't be effective, or do like a Halo 2 sword lunge up there.
Local units.
So, yep, one banshee. I was just letting him put in work. He's kind of unopposed. Put some other ones around there. He had like 10 or 15, which was crazy.
Local units.
I've never seen somebody do that before. I thought for sure he was going to put it all into like Prophet or like some cheeky wraiths or something like that. But no, and now he's on vampires.
Complete.
So the vampires also kind of worried me if he had a lot of vampires. What he could have done here is if he put all of his resources into the vampires that he did, upgrading those honor guards, I probably would have lost this game or this engagement. Yeah, if he would have just gone over there and helped his buddy Purple, I don't know how well that would have fared for us. But yeah, you'll see that Green is also, he's putting in some work. I gotta give him props. He's taken both of their expos, a uncanny strategy, one that you have to have brass balls to do because you will, very, very risky, very, very risky.
Warehouse complete.
But Purple's just about dead,
All units.
and Blue is kind of doing a kamikaze attack. You really don't have much to stand on, except for his honor guards. So Balt was defeated.
All units.
Good game to Balt. Wish him well.
All units.
Now I have to come deal with this over here. So, yeah, Prophet in the early game, I think he is a little better than what people make him out to be. I think if you use him right, you can be very, very dangerous. Like, if you are getting rushed and you are Prophet, these honor guards here just melt anything. Like, if you're getting rushed by an arbiter or by a brute, just build honor guards, stay on defense, and you can really, really put some work in. But yeah, that was the first game. GG's. Yeah, so right into the second one. One of the best maps in the game. God tier Blue Cat versus Uncleanly and I. Okay, so the docks. You've seen it before. You've seen me play it before. Starting out, one of you, unless you're Forge, can't really do it too well if you're Forge, immediately goes to buy the Expo. I was banking on him doing that. I didn't notice that he also built his temple at the same time. I don't know if he knew about that. So I DQ'd my temple, so I lost about a few seconds in build time, and then I queued up the Expo. What I like to do, if you're Covenant or if you're double Covenant, what you're supposed to do is go on double offense and attack the Covenant base. Basically, you want to put pressure on them because you'll get your leaders out fast. So Brute, that's what Brute should do. Brute should go and
Warehouse complete.
either drop some brutes in the garrison over by their expo, and same thing, you can see that it just turned white, so now they're, yeah, you can tell they have taken it. So I was flagging him down to see if he was going to go do that. And yeah, now if you're playing Prophet, which is what I was graced with, I was lucky enough to get the best leader in the game, the Prophet, on this map. No joke, no, not being sarcastic or anything. It's actually pretty decent for Prophet. I was thinking back to the game where I matched up with Big Hug Monster, and he was Prophet on this map. He destroyed, and I've kind of taken some of his techniques, where it be, and yeah, tried to implement them on my own. So you want to, well, not necessarily want to, but I always go temple last when I do a double expo as the Covenant, and I just kind of scooted around that guy there. I'm going to get my Prophet out and put him on the offense, and then Brute, I don't know what he was doing actually. Where is he? He's kind of chilling. And he's got a early shield up, very safe, very cautious. He is a very patient and cautious man, cautious monkey with a hammer. So the Arbiter, I notice he's going on the offense, which is expected. That's normal. So I am immediately going to upgrade to Keep to avoid getting cheesed. So cheesing, that's pretty common with the Arbiter and a double Covenant opponents. He normally will just drop a bunch of suicide grunts into the main, so I upgraded to Keep to prevent that, and it was just about time for me to upgrade to Keep anyways, so I was just kind of prepared for it. And my Prophet is almost ready to go. He is just about to be up. The UNSC is on the Firebase, so yeah, we're looking good. The matchup is definitely not in our favor in terms of, you know, just normal. You want to usually have one UNSC you're playing with, but not me. We don't need that here. All we need is Wheelchair Boy, Wheelchair Fam, and Brute Guy. So Arbiter's just kind of poking around, seeing what's happening. I am getting my summits up and trying to place some blessed pads as well. I notice he's got some warthogs. I think he had grenadier, if I can remember. No, it didn't look like it. He had just gunner. So I'm getting these, and I'm if you're seeing the Arbiter running around your base, it's probably wiser to not upgrade your pads immediately until you know he's not going to rush you, because he'll drop in one suicide grunt and then basically, you know, suicide them into the heavy pad and then rage it down. That's a very, very effective way of stripping a Covenant base. And I see here he just got Grenadier, so I'm assuming we're about to get the business. We're about to get the Swiss cheese. The cheese whiz can is about to be exploded all over me in glorious fashion. And I can see over there something's going on, but I'm busy with this one Warthog, wasting my money on beaming him down. The wonderful lag there. But yeah, so that went well. I spent about $400 to kill the 150 Warthog. And look at that. Just what I thought was going to happen. He's sending in some suicide runs. It's very wonderful of him. So I'm going to go visit his base while he's doing that, because the Brute looks like he's got that control. You know, he's just also vortexing my base at the same time. But hey, I'm happy he's there to help. He's putting in the work. So yeah, my base ain't looking too good. I did try to get an engineer up, but I don't think it was a little too late for that. That's really all you need to do to defend against that. Get your summits up early, get an engineer out, and get those engineers to that base ASAP, because it's going to be really expensive for that Arbiter to rage down your base and the engineers, and normally you can out-heal the Arbiter. out heal the damage that he's doing.
Local
So
units.
I'm gonna port through some banshees right now and try to put some early pressure on, because I don't want him to have like this super early lead on us, because he just killed my expo, and I am on a citadel, so that is one good thing. But they have tanks out, and he just got citadel as well. But I'm just gonna put some damage on these pads, because I'm gonna be returning here. And look at this, I actually, instead of just committing fully, overextending like I was saying earlier, I sent them away. I sent my banshees away because I'm trying to be a smarty pants and not lose my units. Trying not to die. Trying not to waste everything in a futile effort. So there's that. Right now, still not looking too good. He is got some tanks out. I'm on a double summit, thankfully, so I am going to attempt to reclaim this this outpost while I have the chance. In other news, I've been missing wars. I gotta tell you, it's been too long. I go on these hiatuses where life happens, work, and whole coronavirus thingy, and yeah, who expected that, right? But sometimes I don't know, I just get kind of bored of some of the games I'm playing, and then the old classics are what they just draw me back in, because they're so much fun. I always have a blast playing Halo Wars. He's going double summit. He's got blessed pads up. I'm going to try and deny that. Am I? No, I'm not. I'm just going to try to poke at these pads. I got the expo up successfully. So that, on this map, or any map really, it's good to leave and come back, like a hit and run strategy. You see that I damaged these pads. I've got them maybe half health, red bar, that sort of thing. Got them down. And my plan later is to just kind of swoop back in and finish him off and try and cripple his economy. And I think that is, on this map especially, because their bases are so close, it can be really, really effective. And that's why Prophet, once you get him flying, on this map it can be just brutal. If you get assault beam and you just fly behind the bases and start just dropping them and peppering them in there, you're crazy. It's basically game over at that point once you get up to that high of a tier. And if you can control the middle, control the choke point, then you're good. So I'm coming back in for another run. Look at that, all of his stuff is out of position, and I'm going to try and pick this off. Beautiful. So he also, you see that there, he went Tech 2, which is scary for me, because Tech 2 means vampires. I don't know what Green was doing. I don't know if he was new or what. I mean, he had a lot of units out, which was good, but his base was just very, he had a really poor build. He had, like, I don't know if because he expo, but he was on like Tech 2 with 2 unupgraded pads back there. It looked like the guy had like some experience, like some stars earlier on his profile, so I was just a little surprised to see that. I don't know if he was just trying out a strategy or what. So I want to also get Tech 2 ASAP and outperform his vampires, because I can definitely do that. I have 2 bases, he has 1, and I have an upgraded pad. Upgraded pads, he had 1, 2, from when I last checked, 3, because I just blew up his 4th one. So I'm on a good eco lead. I can definitely get ahead of him if I'm trying. And back at it again, doing some more hit and runs, put some more pressure down. That Arbiter is what I want to watch out for, because he can definitely make my life harder because of the rage. But another good thing about this map, impassable terrain, so you just fly right over top of that if you got an Arbiter raging on you, and boom, you're done. This was an awesome run I had. He's down to 1 upgraded pad, so he's crippled. That was a really, really awesome play there. So I've got my banshees, I've got vampires. They haven't died like I normally do. Just throw them at them. I had a big problem of just doing constant pressure, which just never worked. It would get me somewhere if I had like, if I was like teaming up with somebody and we had like some strategy plan, but these are all unarranged. You know, these are all random. Like I didn't know blue at all. He has got a lot of stuff. I was thinking this was gonna be game at this point because I didn't really have too much, but he got distracted and I was able to come in and look at that. He had some hunters too, which was really unexpected. Hunters, I'm trying to pick off the Spartan tanks, do some damage, and I'm going to boost out of there as well because I'm still going to take a lot of shots. So blue got an expo, which I'm really happy about, and he's got some engineers too, so he's doing pretty well. I'm going to give him a formal shout out right here and say good work. So he does a very not smart move in my opinion. Sends his only vampires in to help. He was trying to help, but they just got trapped because I could stasis them, and there's nowhere really he could go. So, yeah.
All units. All units.
And then I'm going back to that pressure, just seeing what he's doing, getting my numbers up. I know that's how I'm going to be more successful, is if I continuously keep my numbers high and then try and do damage. Just over time, just chip away at him. I think I got this summer here, did I?
Local units.
Yeah, I did, but then he cryo-bombed me, so not looking good. That hurt me a lot. But blue is doing a little counter push here, taking some of his hunters, and yeah, they're doing some work there. I'm gonna go put my banshees with him to help, so try and get out of the way of the vampires. Really teaming up with your friends is, what can I say, it speaks for itself. If you're playing a team game like this, it helps out a whole lot. If you're both attacking together, using your combined forces.
Your wish? All units. Summit complete. Local units.
On station.
All units.
What is required?
All units.
I just chugged a whole water bottle. Alright, back to it. So, that Arbiter is definitely a problem for us. It's very hard with the hunters there to deal with the Arbiter. They do practically no damage to him. So, I'm pretty much banking on just avoiding the Arbiter and doing damage wherever he isn't. So that's what I'm trying to do. Oh, what the heck? Oh, I got a nosebleed.
All units.
That is so weird. I literally just like put a little pressure against my nose and it started bleeding.
All units.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna let the camera keep rolling. We aren't stopping for this.
All units.
We are in the heat of battle here. I can't it's been too long. I gotta give the people what they want, some Halo Wars. I'm gonna let the camera keep rolling. I'm gonna get a towel though. 1 second. Hold on. Oh god, it's
All units. All units.
Vampire here.
All units.
Boosters activated. On station. Tell us when.
All units.
Boosters on.
wow, that was really unexpected. That happens to me sometimes. I do get some nosebleeds. I don't know what it is, weak nostrils or something. I don't know if you can probably still hear me. I got them on planes. I've gotten them
Stasis drain reset.
on like mountains because I'm a snowboarder. So yeah, that's weird. I haven't had one in a long
All
time.
units.
Anyways, no more gross stuff. Oh, what happened? Okay, so we are. I am taking down the vehicle depot, trying to stop tank production. Help Blue out, just poke at him, and I see that he's got some Wolverines too. So I'm like, oh shit, this is not looking good, everybody. He's got vampires and he's got Wolverines. Not looking good. But he's still on. He has not upgraded his main base yet, and blue or purple at this point only has one base. So we've got the base lead, and I'm working on getting my third right there. So we're looking good. We just gotta hold true to the plan, and stick it out. Blue is building some jackals in an attempt to stop the Arbiter. I don't know how effective that'll be, though. Excuse me. I was going to make some steaks today as well. I've been learning how to broil in the oven. I've never really done it before, so it was, I've always used the grill, so broiling something new to me. Purple had an expo all along, so that's awesome. And I am trying to take this base out, get the monies, and at the same time, just be kind of annoying to them, be all over the place. Blue is doing the same thing. Well, no, he's not actually. He's just kind of guarding the fort right now, which is, it's all right. And yeah, so we're getting pretty far into the later game here. I'd say, well, what are we on now? 30-some minutes? Oh no, that's the whole video. So we're I'd say we're pretty close to late game. Yeah, I just got Tech 3, and I am gonna get sacrifice. It's so important. It is very, very strong. Sacrifice banshees on this map just dominate. They're very, very strong, and especially for those hit and run tactics too. You give them a little extra damage when they die. They crash into the ground, you know, like an actual kamikaze. But yeah, so yeah, my nose has stopped bleeding now, thankfully. I chose a white rag to do it with to stop the blood, and yeah, it got everywhere. So I don't know if that was a good idea or not, but hey, this is Halo Wars we're talking about. This matters. Yeah.
What now?
Citadel upgrade complete.
I hope everybody's doing good. If any of my older followers are watching, looking at Cleaner Ben or Scott, shout outs. Good to hear from you guys. Leave me a comment if you guys are still watching. And anybody new, welcome to the channel. Turnip Vids. I just kind of make whatever the hell I want and put it up here. So it's kind of why I went with the name Vids instead of like gaming or Halo Wars, so I can kind of go all over. And yeah, we've grown quite. I've grown quite a lot over the year. I'm pretty happy. April 1st, 2019 was my first video, and I have 70 subscribers. 70 subscribers and close to I think like 5,000 views, 5 to 8,000 views around there. So I'm pretty excited about that. I've got some more videos in the pipeline. I want to make another Friday the 13th video, as well as definitely some more Halo Wars content. Maybe I'll make a glitches and tips part 2. I had a lot of comments on that video about things that I could have elaborated more on. There were some other things that I just wasn't really aware of, so that is definitely an option. And if you guys want to play with me, please send me a message or just comment. I am on Steam now, as well as Xbox. I have Definitive Edition on Steam, I have it on Xbox, and I have it on the Microsoft Store, which nobody actually plays on the Microsoft Store. The crazy thing about it is they're all 3 different player bases. Like, the Xbox is not crossplay with the PC, and the PC, Steam, and the Microsoft Store cannot crossplay with each other. So they really divided up the player base. Anyways, back to the game. I've got a third expo, got sacrifice. I dodged this cryo bomb. I only got one of them stuck in there, which was really, really lucky of me. And look at that, the vamps came swarming in while Brute put some work in. So yeah, we're looking pretty decent right now. I'm getting a little more confident. He does have power turret, and he has a lot of Wolverines. So I'm not gonna push too hard in there. I'm gonna try and just bide my time and wait for Blue and his. I think he is close to Assault Beam right now. So yeah, definitely. I think Banshees with Sacrifice and Assault Beam paired with some Vampires. That is some of the best combos you can do, especially when they're late game. You've got so many with your leader backing you up. It's really hard to stop them if you don't let them get all turtled up with like 40 power turret tanks. So that's probably the one thing that could stop it. So yeah, I don't know if I'm right about that, but I'm gonna get a good pick on this expo here with these Banshees, and I'm gonna try and get this Arbiter to follow me up here. Unsuccessfully though, he does not take the bait. So I'm gonna get out of there. I think he knew what was coming. If you fly over those buildings or anything really that the Arbiter can't go on, he'll die if he tries to rage you. So little food for thought in case you are ever fighting against him. And I think, did I queue it up now? Yes, I am going for Tier 3 Prophet, Flying Boy, the ultimate. Oh, sorry, here, one second. Okay. Just had to compose myself there.
All right.
So yeah, Flying Prophet, Jackals,
All units.
and we've got some other stuff.
All units.
What else is he doing? I can't even see. I should have looked at his base a little more. We're just kind of sitting pretty right now, waiting for some action to happen. We're hunting, taking these Banshees, and I'm gonna try and see if I can get that expo up again, or kill that expo rather. See what's going down.
Local units.
Boom. 3 times the charm.
Divine absolution research.
But he got keep at a perfect time. I would have killed that base definitely, like very easily if I hadn't. I tried to queue up a Scarab there. I actually queued up an honor guard instead, so that cost me some time. Looking at their army comp right now, I normally don't build Scarabs. I really normally don't build them, but I felt that this was a good opportunity for one. Why? They had a good amount of Wolverines, a good amount of Vampires, and my teammate had a lot of Hunters. So I felt we had a really good mix in order to do a mass engineer Scarab. So that's what I did there. I ported that Iron Guard through OG strats. I'm just gonna let him hammer away on that and do some damage over there. Let my shield get back up too. But I've got my third base now. I'm really reeling that money in.
All units.
I was thinking about investing in some turrets as well, but I just never got around to it, I think.
All units. Keep upgrade.
So I'm gonna start investing in some Vampires. Now normally, no, I'm sorry, not Vampires, Engineer. Normally you, oh, yeah, so he actually built Scarab too, which was, I was like, okay, this is looking better. This might work. That's where all of his stuff was. I was getting out some engineers to help with the healing process. And what I was saying earlier, going back to my point, normally you really don't want to do this mass engineer and Scarab,
Warehouse complete.
unless you think you can get away with it. Now, in this circumstance, I thought I could because I didn't think he had that many vampires. So, if he had an entire army of vampires, then that would have been a little scary because he can just stasis bomb all of the engineers, they're dead, and then the tanks can focus down the Scarabs with their power turret or their canister shells. So that's something you want to watch out for, definitely. But if you have like 2 or more people
Warehouse complete.
building Scarabs and engineers, if you've got like a shit ton of engineers, really.
Warehouse
One thing in this game, the healing stack, or the healing, there's no limit on the heal. You could have 100 engineers on one Scarab, and it'll be healing 100 times. I think in Halo Wars 2, they had a limit to like the max heal was like
all
8
units.
or 9 engineers. I could be wrong about that. But that's what makes these, they called it the Jesus Scarab back in the day. That's what makes it so strong, is you just can't kill it unless you use a cryo or a stasis, which they have both of. So that's what I'm just banking on. We're just gonna brute force, bum rush them, and try and poke a hole in their defense, not let them get too many tanks out. Because if he made all tanks, then that would have been, it wouldn't have been good. If he went at all power turret and then that guy went, or the arbiter went, basically 75% vampires and then like maybe 25%
Harmonious
banshees,
digestion research.
that's very, very good combo. It's hard to stop that. So I'm just about ready. I got harmonious digestion. That's definitely a necessity. You want to get state of grace on your
Warehouse complete.
engineers as well as the speed upgrade.
All units.
Make them move a lot more quickly, get into the fight easier,
All
and
units.
yeah. So I'm ready to go. I think we've got plenty to work with here, and the brute does too.
Engineer ready.
The red and blue,
All units.
nice looking army there. Definitely a noob army, but hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't think they were prepared for this. And yeah, it just reminds me of like back in the day, back when like this game first came out and
Engineer ready.
Scarabs were like, oh my gosh, he's got a Scarab. But then you come to realize, well, there's lots more ways you can deal with it than you thought. It's not as intimidating, but 2 Scarabs are definitely no joke. Because, you know, if you kill one, you still got another. So this is the meat of it. I don't know why he did this. He put his vampires right over top. I think he was just concerned with raging. And he does get out of there, but at the same time, he loses all of his vampires, which I'm like, great. That's exactly what I wanted. I did not want the vampires in there because that's the only thing that they had that could stasis those engineers. So they're basically free to heal everything. And I think the brute is dead. Yeah, the brute died. That cryo was a pretty good cryo. Messed up a lot of my engineers, and I'm trying to rebuild at the same time. Multitasking is key. My Scarab is taking some hits, so I noticed my engineers weren't even healing it. So I gotta fix that. That's exactly why I built him, right? And yeah, he's got some scorpions with some Spartans in it. Very, very scary stuff. It's not looking good. I'm hanging on by a pube hair. Disruption bomb. My prophet goes down in a blaze of glory. And also my Scarab, I think, yep. Scarab does too. He was so close as well. I think if Blue would have just put his engineers on mine, we would have saved it. Which I was a little frustrated about. But hey, I was like, you need to go there now. Go and fight them. He has a lot of stuff, and I've got a lot of engineers to back him up with, so we need to push now and get green out of here. If we get green out of the game, then we can definitely deal with purple. So green doesn't have many tanks left. He does have some turrets, though. I'm going to pull a last-minute heal off on that 2-star Assault Beam Hunter. Awesome. I love when those kind of units get better into. They're so strong. We're sitting pretty good. He built some banshees for whatever reason. banshees that don't even have boost on them, so they're made out of paper mache, basically. But this AoE, you see here, I'm splitting my engineers up. He's got like an AoE when he does his rage, his slash, the arbiter. So I didn't want all of my engineers to get killed, so I split them up into different groups. And my banshees reinforcements are here. It's looking good, boys. We are back in action. We are on the board again. I had some doubts about it, but here we are. He does have fully upgraded arbiter now, so he's out of there. I was telling, what was I saying? Oh, on this map, I've had some games where I've had the cloaked arbiter go behind my base and drop in like 10,000 suicide grunts when these games will get like so turtly. Because this map is perfect for turtling too, which is why it's so much fun. You can just, everybody fights over the middle. So I was doing that, and lo and behold, I looked back at my base and I was like, where's my base? It's just a smoldering crater, because there's just an arbiter who dropped 50 zeal suicide grunts on my base and just melted the whole thing. But this attack isn't going as well as I like. This arbiter is doing a lot of splash damage, and those turrets, I think he's got missile turrets as well, medium missile turrets. So my banshees are taking some fire. I'm going to pull them out of there. My prophet is taking some fire, so same thing. I'm going to get those engineers out of there. Oh, I don't know why I did that. I just basically put all those banshees back in harm's way. So I'm getting my banshees up on that wall there, get them away from this annoying arbiter. Definitely been doing good with him. I gotta give him props there. He was playing his arbiter really, really well this game. And yeah, we just got green into a spot where he couldn't really do much after a while. So yeah, they're just holding on right now. They're trying to make something happen. And I'm just rebuilding my numbers. I'm not letting up. Going in there, take out this turret, and then I'm going to try and fight these guys here. I want to get those tanks out of production as well, so I'm looking to take down that vehicle depot. Still does not have upgraded pads either. I don't know if he just forgot, or if he really didn't know. No, he does have one over there, but I thought he was a little more experienced, I guess. He put up a pretty good fight in the beginning. They tried to rush us pretty early on, so you know they knew how to do some stuff early. I don't know if their long game was they were planning on going into the long game like this, especially against the mighty prophet as well. Nobody deserves that. So he's got a Scarab out. I'm like, oh, perfect. So you didn't spend his money on anything useful for him, because we've got a Scarab, we've got engineers. I've got a prophet and sacrifice banshees. There is no way that this Scarab was gonna do anything. And this is why I was saying earlier that it's not always a good idea to go Scarab, because look how fast I took that thing. Well, him and I took that thing down. Like it was nothing basically, just a waste of money. So you want to watch out for that as well. Don't spend all your money on Scarab skins. Only if you are just desperate like I was, desperate and scared. That's when you should build Scarabs. And I think that's what he was doing too. So Arbiter's back up. I'm gonna put him right up here over this little thing here. I was trying to get a nice kill on the Arbiter. I was trying to get him to rage me, but my homie came in for the sweet save. So this game is definitely winding down. Green is on no bases. No bases for green. Purple is putting up a good fight. So yeah, I'll just kind of wind it down. We're just basically going to pick off the rest of his bases now. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I have been really looking forward to making some more Halo Wars stuff. I got all my PC set up, got my Elgato set up again, so that's going well. Yeah, it's been a while. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll let you go now. It's your boy Turnip, and I'll catch you guys
Warehouse
later.
upgraded. Your team is victorious.